Hey everybody, this is Rustin with Metalholic magazine and the Examiner, and with us today, bright and early in the morning, at least for me. What is it, about 11 o'clock or so your time over there in Germany?
No, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
10 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
Markus Brinkmann of Mob Rules. How are you doing, brother?
I'm doing very fine. I just woke up and got myself a coffee, and yeah, later getting ready for a show tonight.
Nice. Where are you guys playing tonight?
In a town near our hometown on a small festival. We're playing a headliner show today.
Sweet.
And yeah, we're very excited.
Sweet. So as you get ready to start your day, I'll be going to bed. You are my last act of business for the day, and a great one to have. So you guys,
Thank you.
You guys just released the new album, Cannibal Nation. I want to talk about that. But
yes,
for those who, especially here in America, for those who aren't as familiar with Mob Rules, and with you personally, can you give us a little backstory on the band and on yourself, how you came to get into music, and then how you came to join Mob Rules?
Well, I started making music with 16, which is a lot of years ago. I started playing guitar, and yeah, then a few years later I switched to bass guitar because most bands always were looking for a bass player, not for a guitar player, because everybody played guitar that time. So I decided to switch to bass guitar, and then I played in several bands, mostly cover bands. And yeah, the last band I played with before I joined Mob Rules was a cover band too. We played these old rock classics like from Deep Purple, AC/DC, and whatever. And yeah, on one of our shows, Sven, the guitar player, came to me and asked me if I like to join Mob Rules because I was searching for a bass player. Yeah, and I didn't really knew about Mob Rules at this time, so I went to YouTube and watched some videos, and I found out, yes, well, that's the kind of music I always wanted to do. So then I phoned Sven, the guitar player, and we did some rehearsals, and we get along very well, and so that's it. And Mob Rules, we just released our 7th album. Yes, Mob Rules, for the persons who don't know Mob Rules, we're making melodical metal mixed with progressive elements. Our new album, Cannibal Nation, is an energetic production with multi-variety hook-orientated arrangements. And yes, we're very proud of this album. And it's a good example how timeless traditional music can sound.
Absolutely. And this is, I think, this is sort of an evolution, maybe you can tell me in your own words, from your last album, Radical Peace. That was the first album with your new drummer, Nicholas, and everything. So now that you've had him, this is the second album, you guys have been together a little bit longer and played more. Do you think it's sort of a natural evolution and progression from Radical Peace to Cannibal Nation?
Yes, of course. I think especially with Nicholas on drums, he has such a powerful drumming. He's such a great drummer with good ideas, and on this album he could bring himself a little bit more into the songwriting, and so I think this is one thing what you can hear on this album. So the drumming is absolutely great. I really love it.
Well, and that brings up a good question. How does the songwriting sort of work inside Mob Rules? Do you guys all write, or is there just 2 or 3 of you that are the principal writers? Or
in Mob Rules, it's always that we are all involved into the songwriting, and that's one fact that it always took so long for us to bring out a new album, because all 6 band members are involved into the songwriting, and there's always a lot of discussion because everybody has a different idea about how this song could sound, or right. And this is sometimes very tough, but it's a good way because you get influence from every band member, and it doesn't make sound one track like the other.
Right. Anytime you can get that many influences from you get so many different ideas, it can't help but make it better. So,
yes. And this time we had a big advantage Because Sven, our guitar player, bought a house last year, and he built a studio into his basement, and that was a place where we did a lot of songwriting. So we could do songwriting under studio conditions, and we were always able to check how it would sound on the record. You know, when you do it in the rehearsal room, you think it's great, but when you listen to it on the record, then you feel, okay, maybe it's not that good as expected.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that having your own studio now has got to be a great boon for you guys, because you can really get a feel for how everything's going to come out, and you can get that stuff down with some spontaneity. If you guys write something right there, you can get the basics recorded right then and there, and it keeps it very organic.
Yes. This is very helpful and saves a lot of money too.
Yeah, well, there's always that, and in this economy, that's certainly a great thing. So, now talk about the title Cannibal Nation. Where did you guys draw that from? Because it's a great title, and being over here with the political climate in America right now, it's very it's very poetic. But
yes, it is. In our band, Matthias, the guitar player, is the one who writes most of the lyrics, and he always comes up with stuff like this, with interesting topics, because he's watching a lot of documentaries on TV, and one track on the album, Cannibal Nation, it's about the last emperor of Central Africa,
right?
Who was a cannibal and a manslaughter, and as it came to the point where we had to decide, how to name the album, and we said, every one of us said, Cannibal Nation would be great, because it's a very tough title, but it's cool.
Well, that's a nice thing too, though, because a lot of bands who play sort of what we like to call epic metal, which is sort of what you guys play, stick with these very generic titles that are very clear that it's this type of music that you play. But
that's true, yes.
But Radical Peace, Cannibal Nation, they don't fit that mold, and they're great titles, and they seem inspired.
Of course, yes. Yes, Radical Peace was also the same, yeah.
Right.
We had this great track, Oswald File,
go ahead.
Yeah, which was about John F. Kennedy and Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, but we want to talk about Cannibal Nation now.
Yes, absolutely. So now, are there, obviously, aside from Cannibal Nation, are there one or two songs on the album? I know they're all great songs, but are there one or two that really stand out for you?
In my opinion, I love Ice and Fire, Soldiers of Fortune, and of course, Close My Eyes. It's a great track. Sunrise, because it stands a little bit out of the other tracks. That are my favorite tracks on the album.
I went through some old interviews, and I found one that we did a couple of years ago with Matthias. And
oh, really?
Yeah, so I thought it might be fun to go through and ask some of the same questions now, a couple of years later, that we asked him. So if you're up for that, we'll do that just for fun. Now, you having been in cover bands before, this is your first regular band playing original music. What are sort of the pros and cons of going from doing that to making original music?
Cover music is nice too, because I really love to play these old classics, and I think it's a good thing to learn something from. I learned a lot about how to play bass guitar, just from covering songs. I did a lot of songs, and I covered a lot of songs from Iron Maiden and Metallica and stuff like this 80s, 90s metal stuff. And I learned a lot of the playing techniques from the bass players. And so I developed my own style. And it's something different to making own music, because it's just relaxing and fun.
So is there a particular bass player that sort of inspired your learning? The one person that you took the most from? I mean, I know you mentioned Iron Maiden there. Obviously, Steve Harris is a phenomenal bass player, but
yes, yeah, Geddy Lee from Rush, Cliff Burton from Metallica.
Right.
These were the few guys that really inspired me.
Now, do you remember the first concert you ever attended as a fan?
Yes, it was Iron Maiden. I saw them, it was in 87, I guess, with a Summer in Time tour.
Nice.
Yeah, they had Wasp supporting them. Yeah, this was my very first concert.
Sweet.
Yes, and they really blew me away.
So, describe for us, if you will, your first live show as part of Mob Rules. What was that experience like for you?
Amazing, because it was before I did only cover music, and okay, it's normal that the people sing along with the songs because they know them, but it's a special experience when you're on the stage and you see the people react to your own music and sing along with the songs. That's kind of amazing.
You are from a country that has just a wonderful gift of great metal bands over the years and continues to pump out great new metal bands. In your mind, what are the top 5 all-time best German metal bands?
In my opinion, I really love Edguy. The new Accept stuff is really great with the new singer.
Right.
Let me think about. I love Brainstorm, Rage, Creator, Halloween. Nice,
all great bands. What's your all-time favorite album?
My all-time favorite album, I have to say, Iron Maiden, Life After Death.
Nice. Just so you know, Matthias said Jane at Lady.
Yeah.
So, if you could go back to any point in history, what would it be? If you could just go back, either talk to somebody, see something happen in history, what point in time would you go back to, and who would you see or talk to? Or
I would love to go back to the early 70s. Yeah, where the time where metal was born. So see all the great bands of this time. Talk to the people. That would be cool. I have nothing in particular who I want to talk to. Just meet one of my heroes, maybe from Deep Purple or the early Iron Maiden.
Right. Oh, to go back and talk to just as bass players, Geezer Butler or Roger Glover. I mean,
Roger Glover, yes, of course.
Great stuff like that. So when you're not doing music because it takes up so much of your time, music and family, what are you into outside of the music and family?
I have a full daytime job, and I'm working as a technician for a company that builds measuring devices for the cable industry. Yes, I'm working in the production, setting up these measuring devices and calibrate them. Yeah, that's the kind of stuff I do when I'm not doing music.
Any hobby or passion outside of your working stuff that you're really into?
Yes, of course. I love to, make sports, going to the gym, watching concerts.
Nice. What's the best concert you ever recall seeing?
Best concerts? I've seen a lot of good concerts. I always love being at the Wacken Festival because you see a lot of great bands there.
Absolutely.
You have, most times, it's always good sound. And live, I really enjoy watching Machine Head, for example. It's one of my favorite bands. And they never disappoint me live. This year I saw Steel Panther 2 times. It's also a great band. Something very different to our music, but I really love them. They are so funny live. And on last year's Wacken, I really loved Judas Priest. They really blew me away.
Right. Well, you can never go wrong with Judas Priest, that's for sure.
Yes, that's true.
All right, so before we get out of here, it's almost the end of the year. If you had to pick one album this year that's sort of your favorite album of the year, the best album of the year, which one has stood out most for you?
Oh, it's hard to say. I really loved the Adrenaline Mob album. Came out, I guess it was this year, right?
Yep, that came out this year.
Yeah, I listened a lot to this album.
Any track off of it a particular favorite?
Oh my god, I don't have the track list in mind.
I think my favorite's got to be the cover of Duran Duran's Come Undone, because Lizzie Hale just knocks that out of the park for him. But so Adrenaline Mob is your pick for best album of the year, or is there anything else that's up there for you?
I don't know in particular.
Too early in the morning to get those synapses firing, right? All right. Markus, thanks so much for taking the time. Again, the new album, Cannibal Nation, great album.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Last question. How much of the album are you guys going to be playing on the new tour?
That's always a big discussion when we bring out a new album and making the live set. And in the meantime, we have so many great tracks, and it's hard to choose which one to play live. For this tour, we choose 5 songs from Cannibal Nation.
Nice, so we're getting a good share of it then.
Yes, of course. Because, it's hard. Most times when we bring out a new album, everybody wants to hear the classics, like Black Rain or Last Farewell, and stuff like this. And we make a good mixture. Most times we play 2 songs of every album, and then from the new album we play 4 or 5 tracks.
Nice. It's always hard finding that nice balance of the new stuff that you're so passionate about and the stuff the fans are still so passionate about. So,
of course, when you bring out a new album, you want to play the new tracks because you're a little bit bored of the old stuff.
Yeah, for you guys, because you play them every night. They don't play them every night.
So you're hard for playing the new stuff, but you have to think of the people. The people are not, most times they are not familiar, or in the beginning they are not familiar with the new tracks. So it's hard to find the balance that you don't bore the people, but you have to have to find a good balance.
I know exactly what you're trying to say. Markus Brinkmann of Mob Rules, thank you so much for making us your first call of the day today.
Thank you so much.
Before you had enough coffee in your system, we appreciate that. Have a phenomenal show tonight. The new album, Cannibal Nation, out now. Get a copy of it, and we will talk with you guys real soon. Hopefully, I know it's hard for bands overseas, especially when you got regular day jobs to boot, to get over to America, but hopefully you guys will get back over here in the not-too-distant future.
Yeah, hopefully. We're really looking forward to it.
All right, take care, brother.
Take care. It was nice talking to you.
You too. Bye.